Most of us don't know that Islamic schools and Muslim schools are two-way different in terms of operation. And today I am centered in an Islamic institution, and I want us to look at how Islamic institutions or schools operate in Uganda. Rukia Riyad is my name, and this is Riyad Diaries. With me, I have students of Medina Islamic Senior Secondary School. Unlike other days where we have both girls and boys, today I'm having boys alone on the show. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How is school?
School is perfect. Well, for starters, my name is Hussein Bokenya and I'm in Senior 6, Arts, History, Islam and Literature. Yeah,
my name
that is me.
Abdulrazak Mataka, Senior 6, Arts, History and Literature too.
Yeah, my name's Chikomeko Yusuf Huzaifa, Senior 5 Sciences, and I'm doing Math, Econ and Arabic.
Okay, my name is Abdul Majid Rayan. I'm in Senior 6 and I'm offering History, Islam and Arabic.
Most of us do not differentiate between Islamic institutions and Islamic institutions, because me, I for one, I thought probably Chibuli, Gombe, Kawempe, Kakungulu, Bilal, Buziga operate in the same way, until I came to Medina Islamic Senior Secondary School and I came to understand that things operate differently. Well, we are going to be looking at those norms or behaviors Islamic institutions tend to behave or act.
Yes, first of all, an Islamic institution is a school that is Islamic founded and bases all its studies and religion on an Islamic base. We're having dual curriculum Islamic institutions like Medina Islamic that teach both the secular and the theology, and we have some single curriculum institutions that teach only the Islamic part or the theological part. But when it comes to the Islamic institutions, they base themselves on an Islamic knowledge and they basically follow what we call the Sharia law of administration. That is the law like girls are not supposed to be with boys in the same place, and then those are the laws like we are supposed to follow the Quranic teachings. When it's time for Swala, it's Swala time. When it's time to do this, it's this time. And they float more of the Islamic practices and beliefs. Whereas the Muslim schools, yes, they are based on a Muslim foundation. It's Muslims who base them, but then they follow more of the liberal kind of nature. They allow, some schools may be that they allow prom, like Nabi Sonsa, it has the sosh. Some schools may be that they allow such kind of engagements, and then yes, they are Muslim, but they don't have that Islamic intelligence. Some of them try to drive it. That is basically more of the difference of the Islamic and Muslims on my side of the house. Yes.
As my counterpart said, Islamic schools are schools that are evolved or focus too much on Islamic culture. Yeah, Islam is something, we hear the Muslim schools like the Muslims and whatsoever, but the Islamic schools try to implement the Islamic rules, the Islamic way of living, the Islamic association, everything, how it's done. Communication, everything about Islamic schools should be Islamic. To the extent that even the punishments in Islamic schools are the punishments
In Islam.
Islam, yes.
They are very, very, very strict. Very strict. They are very rigid, and you should watch out for what's coming.
Okay, so
Yeah, for the case of the punishments, to an extent, no, not really as he has stated so, but to an extent, due to the factors that many of us are students and are in school. And for example, we are taking an example of the zina punishment, the adultery punishments, whereby one has to get 100 strokes, which is not the same case at school. But at a greater extent, they find something that has or has of the same value or has the same level as the other one is. So Islamic schools, shortly, they are following the Islamic culture. They are following the Sharia law of doing things like as it is in Islam.
Okay, well, to me, I see the big difference between Islamic schools and Muslim schools is that Islamic schools, they base more, like they are based on Islamic laws, especially. Like they have said, my colleagues, like my colleagues have been saying, punishments are taken just like the way they are supposed to be done
Taken to Islam.
in Islam. Like cane, somebody has did this, coupling, somebody's getting coupling, strokes, like just like the way it's done in an Islamic law. And that is different from Muslim schools, maybe. Because for them, they are Muslim schools, but not that strict to that extent. Understand?
So now, I want us to start from the way of dress code here. Both teachers, like the administrators, the workers, and you students. How is your dress code?
Okay, basically it's more of a decent kind of dress code. Unlike them trying to say that they are formulating that the Islamic schools trying to find a way of infringing pain on other people. No, it's not the same way. It's not actually it. Yes, because since they are schools, they have to follow regulatories of the government, like having a way to put a balance and try to keep kids in and try to show kids that you are in a school, feel at home, it's a home far from home. From the dressing code, kids dress up Islamically. We don't want girls to come and put on something that's too tight or too what. Something that's going to keep a girl's decency and keep her at a level of understanding. That's what Islamic schools front for. Now, the Muslim schools sometimes, yes, they would also keep the decency, but sometimes Muslim schools have something different because a girl could bring something they want. The example, putting on trousers and
I want to put the concentration on the Islamic school. Your school.
Yeah.
How is the dress code here? Starting from the administrators, like the people, the cleaners, and you students.
administrators, it's a must. They have to put on decently. For the women, sharias or something long or something that does not bring out your body or cover out your body. And for the students, it's still the same thing, because if you're found bringing something that illegal, something like putting on something like a damage or what, yes, it's a .com error, but still you're supposed to keep the decency out at par.
So it's veiling compulsory. Is
Yeah, and it is not compulsory, or it was not made compulsory by the school, but it is the Islamic laws. For example, we are taking an example about the Quran. They clearly stated that وَكُلِّ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ. That tells the believers, after all, they should lower their gaze, they should dress up well. And when you try to reflect in what takes place for someone that does not put on decently, at this moment, there are the people that will go on moving in the ways, and everyone wants to look at them, everyone wants to touch them. So the Islamic culture or the Islamic schools try to put that on the stoppage, whereby they encourage us to dress decently, they encourage us to act in a decent way, so as in future to deter the challenges or the things that would have been bad. That is the Islamic culture.
Let me
Okay.
comment about the dressing style in Islamic schools. Islamic schools are very strict when it comes to dressing. As a lady, you are not allowed to wear pants. As a lady, you should always be covered from top to bottom.
because I'm seeing students that
Like
girls are not
here,
taking
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Islamic schools, there are rules on the haircut for boys. You shouldn't exceed 1 inch.
Okay, now that's funny.
The fact that here, Medina is an Islamic
It is one of the Islamic schools in Uganda.
Actually, the best
here,
Islamic school in
here,
Uganda.
Islamic leaders and the administrators have a belief that if somebody dresses like in a way that is not decent,
appropriate.
yeah,
Yeah, aware that
it's going to cause problems. Like people are going to be the students
The
and the fellow
enticement.
students are
In
going to be
Islamic
You know, it's like a kid getting that.
In Islamic schools,
yes,
you even have to be cautious how you dress in the holiday.
even a parent.
Like, why aren't the girls tucking in?
Okay, the girls are not tucking in because of the mere fact that when a girl tucks in, for example, there are these buttons that are connected to the waist. Now I tuck in, my waist comes out, I can show it, and some
Why?
students would
When a
want
girl
to.
tucks in, her body
And again,
have a perfect body
when
will
the shape
be
is going to
seen.
like
And again,
So she should
it
always
is a
be shabby
command
in
from
Islamic
God.
schools.
And actually, it's
is a
leave alone bringing the command from God, because sheikhs will have a way of finding a way of squeezing the not tucking in to commands of God. But then it's just logical. Logically, girls don't tuck in because it's to
Not all
prevent
Islamic
how.
schools, in fact.
Yeah.
Girls tucking in isn't a
But
problem.
some Islamic schools don't do that. Some Islamic schools do that. For example, there are some
it's not-
Islamic schools that
it's not-
tuck in and some
so don't
Islamic
be
schools don't
amazed when
tuck in.
Ahmadiyya girls are always shabby. Bambi.
It is not all about being
They're not shabby actually. They even look nice.
See, they look nice.
Nice. They still look nice.
I look at our pictures.
The girls should be pretty. They should embrace their beauty.
And
Embracing beauty doesn't mean that they should tuck in.
I'm not saying when she tucks in, you're going to be absent-minded.
And who said when she doesn't tuck in, you're not going to be absent-minded?
She's shabby.
so,
She doesn't tuck
Who
in.
said she should be shabby?
all in all, the issue of dressing in Islamic culture, they do dress up, or we do put on decently. We put on
According to Islamic.
Okay, does the dress code only cater for the people within the school premises, or even people that are going to come in, like the visitors?
Even
Automatically, even people that are coming in.
I
Parents,
just
they-
thought, let me make myself clear. In Islamic schools,
Yes.
even how we dress in the holiday is followed up.
It's not followed up.
You should not wear a shirt
at school.
Who is not connected to the school? Probably I'm a visitor. I'm just coming here to visit someone. Am I supposed to be dressed
Yes.
Islamically with a veil?
Exactly. If you have pants, they'll tell you to buy a lace. If your haircut is 2 inches, I told you it has to be 1 inch. If your haircut is above 2 inches, you have to get a cape.
By the way, madam,
Why
something
do they
that...
do this? But so that you don't confuse their lovely students.
No, madam, it's not all about confusion. It's all about decency. The most respected people in the world, those are the people who keep their dignity at par. People who overexpose their bodies, people who overdo what and what, put on things that, hi, I have this, I have that, I'm going to visit my daughter, let me put on. Seriously, as a mother, why would you put on something that's minish? And they are seeing every time you're uncomfortable, trying to squeeze your legs together. No. Islamic schools have a way they look at a woman's decency. Actually, when you look historically, it's Islam that fronted woman empowerment before anyone. And the first way they fronted it was to show that a woman's decency is also catered for in their dressing. When a woman wears decently, she can enjoy it Islamically.
When it comes to
The main issue about dressing codes.
the sitting postures
In class.
in class, how do
I
you?
remember, should I use this as an example? I like Medina, by the way. I remember my O level, I was at Karimpe Muslims. I had ideas I grew up with. It's a Muslim school, by the way. In Karimpe Muslims,
Not an Islamic
we
school.
associated with
Muslim, not Islamic. Muslim.
in Medina Islamic, even if it's your sister, you are not allowed to share a seat with her.
Exactly.
So girls,
Exactly.
Girls sit alone.
Because
That's
but only
excellent.
you do so, also other people will come claiming that this
Madam, the dangers that come out of that are beyond inevitable.
why is it like that? Why should you sit? Yet it is a mixed institution.
No, madam, the moment you look at the fact of
You see the
saying
mixed school?
This is about
Oh,
destruction.
Bambi.
Confusion.
It's not a mixed school.
it's a mixed
On the
school.
surface, Islamic schools are mixed.
Because me, I'm here with you. I'm engaging with you,
Yes.
and you are even engaging with those girls who are
Just
here.
because you're from outside.
But they play.
But you are engaging with those
No,
girls.
madam, let me try to shatter the myth. Let me try to shatter the myth that that some people bear. Islamic schools don't stop us from engaging, but rather excessive engagement. We can share ideals of study, for example, discussion groups and what and everything and the other. But there's that engagement, like, how can I share a girl just like this? We know in between both of us there would be like a Satan telling you, hold on. Where should I hold? Satan does everything,
Before
madam.
you guys recharge, just right away.
The moment you
No,
sit next to a girl.
Imagine sitting near someone, she's of the next gender.
No, madam. Imagine
Just
this.
preventing.
Imagine
Yeah,
how
and
Islamic
it is
outcomes.
inconveniencing
Basically,
also.
where
Listen,
yeah.
someone
Islamic schools have Islamic
Schools lack that kind of image of saying that the kids are coming up with pregnancy and what. But liberal schools end up getting those kind of issues, and no mentioning in schools, but liberal schools, they tell you the kid was seated here, the girl is seated like this, the boy is seated nearby. Without supervision, something can happen. And they will end up doing stuff that are not appropriate. But Islamic kids, us who are decent, who have followed the norms, preparing for marriage, him sitting there and I'm a girl sitting this side, something that would make me pull my desk. There we can talk and engage. Isn't that still talking?
Take an example.
Now, when it comes to discussions, how do you engage? Do you engage with these?
We engage with them.
We
We engage
engage
with them.
We
Simply,
engage with
you
them.
get a single seater,
But not
sit
sitting
here.
with them. They sit
She
the other side. We are
sits there.
sitting here.
We discuss.
Discuss.
They are very
We're
good.
still engaging, and they're great discussions. Something that can keep a kid that determined, I know what I am going to do. I'm here to study, not to put my mind off anything.
But
the
one
moment
thing-
you create the mood,
Listen.
you put the mood.
Listen,
Oh
let me
God,
speak.
no.
One thing I'll speak about the Islamic schools. Islamic schools are very good in eliminating distractions. It's very hard to give an excuse that you
It's the main
failed
reason
in.
as to why all those.
It's very hard to give an excuse that you failed in Medina Islamic or in any Islamic institution, because they'll make sure to eliminate all reasons.
Anything that is
That
tempting.
can, yeah.
All
that
reasons
can bring
for
temptation.
all, not
Perfecto.
all reasons for
That's the
distractions.
issue. That's the
Music, what
Everything that does not bring, but the Islamic schools keep them norms and
They have a structure
foundations.
where they have a structure, even movies, even music. Islamic schools have a structure that eliminates distractions. A student is focused. It's very hard for a student to say, I saw this word.
That's the reason why his kids in Islamic schools always excel. That's the reason why Medina Islamic has better performers than many schools in Uganda.
I was at
Why?
Kawempe.
A kid studies better and knows that I am to study
I
nothing
was
else.
at Kawempe, but Kawempe you could get distracted easily. I go into class, I see girls, but in Medina it's very hard to get distracted. Because they created a structure where there's no room for distraction.
What we are talking about here, the
How are
Islamic
they
culture,
doing
it is
it?
not only in Medina.
No, like,
it is in each
in
and every
all
Islamic
Islamic
because
schools.
it's what
All
we are
Islamic
following.
schools.
We
That
as
bears
Muslims.
Islamicity.
Is a school that knows that when it comes to following the culture, I will follow it. And to me, conclusively, Islamic schools are schools that front more of decency, calligraphical integers that are going to help a kid excel and learn their religion, and on the other side, they learn more of their world. Thank
I
you.
pose a question. Yes, we have been very positive since the beginning about Islamic schools and so on. But I know within us, there's some things we see that, okay,
Is
there's
that-
some things we can comment about negatively in Islamic schools.
No.
So how is your
Everything is
entertainment?
nice.
Because in Islam we are allowed entertainment,
Yeah.
We are allowed,
but
Definitely.
it has rules and regulations.
Exactly.
So what is the kind of entertainment
We
here?
watch
Entertainment, we do
movies,
sports, we
and
do swim, we do lots
do
of things
swim.
apart from the music. In Islam,
Apart from
we
MDB.
don't.
in Islamic schools. In Islamic schools,
You
you
do not
never
do
see
MD specifically
No, 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 no,
music.
no.
MDD
Specifically.
is part of curriculum.
Specifically, music is
No.
not a
Islamic schools.
Islamic
Islamic
school.
schools,
It's an Islamic
a
school.
teacher, a staff member can get expelled for a ringtone that is music.
Wacha wewe. I negate.
No,
What he's saying is lying. Again.
no.
That's a lie. That's
Exactly.
Remember, they're moving room for what? Distractions.
In his mind,
When the teacher is
actually,
teaching in class.
And then the ringtone comes.
these are the kind of kids. These are the kind,
That's a
madam.
lie. That's a lie.
Madam. Now, these are the kind of kids that were brought to Islamic schools to learn the Islamic culture.
So basically, you don't have music here because for us in
Music
our
is
schools, though,
haram.
like those
Totally.
days,
Simply
No.
we used to
music
mime. We used to mime, and then you go up there in the main hall and
Music is haram.
That's
Islamic
outs-
schools,
outside school.
If they find you even singing Sophia or SpongeBob, expulsion comes.
But again, we have our own music that is in Arabic and it is so
Kaswida.
interesting.
Kaswida.
The kaswida. I can give you an example. Tafutu fuadaka al-ayyamu
And there are also limitations of the kaswida. Not that every kaswida
And
is
don't get to the meanings. You
There are
are
limitations.
enjoying.
Not
Even it.
Not every.
Even in sports,
Lina, laani, ana, shabahat, tama. You see, they are listening.
Anyway, that's it.
I'm
man.
trying to deliver truth to the world.
Then we're
Yeah,
trying to
and
shatter the
again,
myths. You're trying to deliver
We are
myths. We are
clearing
shattering
the
your
skies
myths.
because people have minds.
so meaning you guys, you don't even do prom parties here.
No.
Why would you do prom when you have dua?
Prom?
Go pray to
Prom.
God and dance.
Yes, no need to
We have
bring
our
prom
duas,
parties.
eat rice,
You see?
and dress up,
People-
and
people-
turbans,
As long
and-
as your stomach is full, as long as your
Everything is
soul
good.
is purified.
Yes.
On-
Even proposing
on-
the idea that can we have prom is an bomb down. Is a bomb, but you can't do that.
Because
Just proposing that
on
idea.
prom parties,
Can we
people do
please
weird
have prom?
things. Someone comes putting on a short, and it is disgusting, you know. So there is no room for such stuff in Islamic schools.
What we have dua.
With Islamic schools,
We
they
have-
make
We pray
duas
to God.
and
That's why we
Even
even
Muslims
fast.
dress
Praying to
well, and
God.
Muslim schools.
We
even
pray
Muslim
and
schools.
pray and
Some.
pray.
Some.
Yeah, but
schools
Muslim
have
schools,
Some.
no. What do they do?
Some have.
Come on, about
Some
prom.
have.
Muslim
Maybe
schools don't
Kawhi,
have
but
prom.
some have.
Prom is it's fine. No prom. There's no prom. All my life I've never had prom.
But Chibuli has prom,
But
Chibuli has
Kakongolo
prom.
has
It's
prom,
Muslim schools.
Gombe has prom.
Muslim schools. But in Islamic, no problem.
And in Islamic
It was,
schools,
yeah.
you're told to organize your prom after you're done with school.
So how
So
do you organize it?
By going to Masjid Al Gaddafi.
Catch here, bro.
Of the balcony.
You get it, eh?
That's how
Then
they
you start to
train.
pray.
It's how they train us.
and you do Allah Akbar.
Ah, sorry.
So basically,
That's how Islamic schools.
Yeah.
it is not being conservative, but in a long run, it is helping us as the
They are
Students,
nurturing
yeah.
kids because
Yeah,
of late
nurturing
kids
us. That culture in-
having immoral.
Yeah, their nature
yeah,
has to
the
be
cultures
good
and norms.
citizens in the country.
Country.
Exactly.
And
And
portraying the good
responsible
picture
ones.
of a true Muslim human.
Now, so because I normally see you guys passing Eid with flying colors, how do you celebrate? Because I've seen people bring out music.
The way we celebrate in Islamic schools, yeah, it's very luxurious. Because when you get to 20, you go for Umrah. You fly.
Madam,
You
Even
fly.
millions of money,
It's more
like
expensive than a party.
2
Madam.
million money.
Madam.
They'll even give you millions.
Simply, when you perform well, first of all, you have to go and thank the Lord that has made you do it to the top.
But that's general. Even in Catholic schools, they pray to their Jesus. Every school you have to pray to God for passing. What they want, how do you celebrate?
You get an
How do you
Umrah and go
celebrate?
out and
Flying,
celebrate.
How do you celebrate?
You're going to get a trip to Dubai.
You're going to get a bursary.
Okay, since it is an Islamic institution,
School, yes.
non-Muslims allowed here.
Yes.
Yeah, they are allowed.
Do they
But
have
even
to follow the norms?
They
Non-Muslims
fall,
are allowed
to
actually,
learn.
they fall in love with the norms and culture.
The only thing is
They fall in love.
they don't pray. That's the only thing. But
Yeah,
the rest,
and
you're supposed
you-
to follow.
Even theology.
No,
No.
maybe
Even
theology,
veiling.
no.
No
But you're
theology.
supposed
But
to
don't
veil.
want, you
You're
don't.
supposed to act just like a Muslim.
But in
And
Have
at
some
the end
Islamic,
of
prayers,
the
maybe
day,
and
but in
prayer.
Islamic schools, it's compulsory to bathe every day. That's why you're always clean.
exactly, we are clean.
It's
compulsory.
But it is compulsory to bathe yourself because it is your body.
Yes.
But
No,
it's-
no need to even tell you.
Yeah,
They do.
make
Which
it-
like-
and they follow you up. Have you taken a bath?
Have you shaved?
Are you smelling nice?
Personal hygiene is
Have
mandatory
you
in Islamic
ironed?
schools.
Yeah.
And then how is
Training.
that day when you're breaking off? Like,
Uh-huh.
do you do
When
kilomo?
you're breaking off, as we
What
told
is
you,
Kemmo? I've been in Islamic schools. What is Kemmo?
Chilomo.
What is Kemmo?
Chilomo,
Chilomo, Chilomo.
where we bang our suitcases,
It's a
we
big
eat
crime.
and
It's
do-
not accepted.
That's
I've
a
never
big
seen
crime.
that
Really?
in Islamic schools.
It's a
For
crime.
what? Why do
actually.
we really need to
Why
make
isn't it like
violence
that?
at night?
It is not
When-
violence.
when
We
are
are
going-
just happy.
Really?
It always
It's
ends
just
up
one
bringing
day.
up
It's just one
problems
day.
and
So
Yeah,
always end up
beating
it's a
people
crime
doing-
here. If
In Islamic
you're
schools,
actually found doing that,
you're not
banging
allowed
cases, what?
to depart
So-
both genders on the same day.
Simply, when we
It's
are
an,
Yeah.
it's-
departing
it's-
from
it's-
schools,
So
Haram.
girls go
Girls
fast.
go
There
there
are two
Yeah.
departures
separate
actually.
We told
Boys
you.
go there
we-
separate.
we-
And
we
why is
should
it
not
like that?
intermix,
Because
Because
Islamic schools should be like that.
we should not intermix.
So you who was in
Remember, it's
Kawempe, how do you
preventing.
find an
Remember, it's
Islamic
preventing.
institution?
Finally, things were hard at the beginning. I remember things were hard. I had the ideologies of Kawempe, whatsoever. But finally, man, in Islamic schools. Man,
You catch up eventually.
You catch up.
and
In pain and
simply
happiness.
fall in
Yeah,
love
and you
with
and
the
you fall in
culture.
love
I'm in
with
love, my
everything.
dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you see love on my face?
That's right.
What is your last remark?
I love Islamic schools and they stay forever. That's my last
Schools
remark.
Are the best. Are
Thank
the
you.
best schools.
Thank
And
you.
each and everyone should embrace.
I guess I'll give the closing remark.
To me, Islamic schools are just helping us. Like we are gaining. We are gaining Islamic schools, and I appreciate it.
Islamic schools have made me a better person in the community.
Alhamdulillah.
that is good.
We are trying to speak what we speak, by the way.
Yeah.
In Islamic schools,
When you compare to how you were in your O level and how you are,
Islamic schools are very good in that, okay, discipline-wise, have improved. Because the reason why I'm being open throughout this whole discussion, I don't want to lie or fall. I'm being positive. I wanted to be free myself.
Yeah.
That's why I've been open throughout the whole discussion. I gave out what I find. I was open. Because I came, ever since I was a child, I came up in institutions that weren't Islamic. I remember I came up with ideas where I found it comfortable to catch on girls. I came up in a community where I found it comfortable to sit with girls. Those are the schools I grew up with. But when I came to Medina, they suppressed all those ideologies. Yes, it was hard at first, but finally they banned me.
they had to nurture you.
Ate finally, man, banyamba.
An iron
You have to
hand.
fall in love with the
Banyamba.
culture.
Ate finally, I understood the reason why they were doing that. But I hear rumors. I don't know If you grow up in Islamic schools when you're a man, it's hard for you outside there to.
That's a debate
to
of
engage
another
with
day.
women.
That's a debate of another day. That's a debate of another day.
I hear. First of all, I hear.
That's
If
a
it's
debate of
man-
another
if it's a
day.
man or a boy from Islamic institutions from their childhood, they'll find difficulties with social. With
That's a
being
debate
social.
of
First
another
one is
day.
with being social with women, and the women will be naive at campus because they don't know the things that are bad in society.
That's a debate of
Like
another day.
that, and I'm proving you wrong. How?
Okay.
Growing
Alright,
up
time
in
is
an environment.
against us.
No, no.
That's a debate of another day.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is Real Diaries, and this is what we had for you today. We were discussing about how Islamic institutions operate. Some of us didn't know because we have been in Muslim institutions, and when I engaged with these students, they showed me how different Islamic schools are from Muslim schools. It has been Riyad on Real Diaries. See you next time, same time. Bye.